And bring on the 2025 national champion, Florida State Seminoles, everybody. Come on in. All right, good evening, Seminoles. Welcome to our 2025 celebration of our five-time national champion Florida State soccer team. We have a great crowd inside the Champions Club. I want to say hello as well to everybody watching online to our live stream on Seminoles.com, the Seminoles YouTube channel, and the Seminoles on Concord app as well. We're going to have some great speakers here tonight talking about this great accomplishment by Florida State soccer. We want to introduce a couple of folks so important to us as well that are here with us this evening. Please give a round of applause. Joining us tonight, Provost Jim Clark and his wife Liz Croney. They are here tonight. Trustee Tim Weishire here with us this evening as well. And Trustee Roxanne Hughes joining us here this evening. Thank you so much. What a special weekend, and obviously we all watched what this team and these young women accomplished last night. And you want to talk about the unconquered spirit showing through a full 90-minute soccer match with so much on the line. Unbelievable perseverance and an unbelievable finish by this team. Never giving up, always believing, and placing that fifth star on the banner for Florida State soccer. Without further ado, I'd like to bring up our first speaker tonight. Please, a big round of applause for our president here at Florida State University, Dr. Richard McCullough, everyone.
Congratulations to our 2025 national champions, Florida State women's soccer team. I have to tell you, this is a great moment to be standing here and talking about this. Dr. J and I were happy to be in Kansas City last night to see the victory over a tremendously great and a scarily talented Stanford team. I mean, watching from the stands, we were like, oh my God, these people are good. They are really, really good. This is going to be really, really tough. It was the most energetic and intense soccer match I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, usually you watch a soccer match, you know, somebody, you know, there's out there that got the energy for, 10, 15 minutes, and they're like chilling out for about 10, 15 minutes, and intense for 10, 15 minutes, something like that. These people, these women were going all in for 90 minutes. And for the first 15 minutes, I didn't see how anybody was going to be able to survive after 15 minutes. I mean, the amount of energy and, running at full sprints, it was really unbelievable to see. The level of talent that we were watching on the pitch was like nothing that I have ever seen in my life. And we watch a lot of women's soccer, and I have to tell you, it was amazing. The athleticism, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, can you imagine running full out for 90 minutes? I can run full out for maybe 30 seconds or so, maybe a minute, but I'm saying that they were running full out because every single time that Stanford took the ball, there was somebody chasing them, we had the ball, they were chasing us, and it was full on. It was really something to see. The speed of the game, the ball handling, man, it was awesome. It was so awesome. But I have to tell you, the thing that I thought, and I'm not trying to take it away from anybody, but I thought the most impressive thing that I saw last night was a shutdown goalie. Stand up, Cato King. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you today freshman Cato King. Freshman. You ain't going anywhere. You ain't going anywhere. Thank you. That was an incredible performance. It was really something to see. I also want to tell you that to watch some of the great players, some of them I mentioned today will be seniors, but some will be just some shout-outs, and not to take away anything from the team, but, watching Rihanna Hudson, a tremendous goal at the end of the game. It was amazing. It was amazing. And she's just got this style that, she's going through the game, and all of a sudden there she is, just superstar. It was really something to see. And I don't know how Jordan Dudley is alive, because they were smacking her, they were hitting her. I haven't seen, that was it was ball handling, like you see in the World Cup or something like that. There would be 3-4 people around her, and they didn't have a chance. They didn't have a chance. And she was on the ground most of the game, and the chairman of the board, Peter Collins, he was saying, he was yelling at the ref the whole time, calling him socks. He was like, "That's a penalty, socks!" But it was something to see. And then the unbelievable defense. Unbelievable defense. Unbelievable. Heather Gilchrist. Sophia Wynn. Mimi Van Zatten, who I was screaming her name the whole entire match. And the whole team, you never gave up. It was unbelievable. I mean, I have to tell you, and I don't mean this in the wrong way. The first 5 minutes of the game, I was going like, oh man, we're going to lose 5-0. I mean, they came out with such intensity, and that's what happened last time we played them, right? They got up on us on the goal, came out, and that's what they do. But we were ready for them. We were ready for them this time. You know, Jay and I have been so fortunate to be here since 2021, and we went out to Santa Clara, where we watched the women's soccer team beat Rutgers in the semis and then BYU in penalty kicks. You're talking about scary. And 1-1 on the penalty kicks. And then we were in Cary to see the women's soccer team, completely dominate Stanford, just completely dominate them. And we were at the College Cup on Cary in 2022, is that right? And then we were in Kansas City. So we've been incredibly fortunate to watch. We're huge fans, and so fortunate to be a part of all the great things that go with this program. You know, I was looking this afternoon, I was looking up definitions, and I was doing a lot of research on all kinds of stuff. And I came across a definition that says that a team or individual that achieves prolonged dominance and sustained success over many seasons, often winning multiple championships in a relatively short period of time, with a core group of players that leave a lasting impact on their sport, and win 3+ titles or 4 in 10 years. Does anybody know what the definition of that is? Dynasty. According to the definition, this is a dynasty that we have here at Florida State Women's Soccer, and you're part of that, changing the world. 3rd championship since I've been president, and First Lady's been here, and the 5th overall. Dynasty. We're so proud of the hard work, the talent, the dedication, determination, the heart, your grades, that's important, your grades. Again, you had a tremendous opponent last night, and you fought hard and you won. I want to congratulate Associate Head Coach Bobby Shuttleworth, Assistant Head Coaches Eric Van Bennekom. I think if that's the right guy, was that the guy who was screaming most of the time during it? He was screaming more than anybody I could see. Somebody was screaming the whole entire time. Oh, okay, I don't remember who it was, but great. And Micah Bledsoe, congratulations. I want to spend a minute and talk about Coach Brian Pinsky. The very best coach in all of college soccer. You don't understand how important it is for Coach Pinsky to be here. We had a coach in 2021 who decided to leave the program after winning a national championship. And A.D. Alford and I were tasked with finding another coach. I would say that there were a lot of people in the program that were really shaken by the fact that we were losing a championship coach. And we thought it would be easy to find somebody to come to this outstanding program. We had a lot of great coaches that we thought we could attract here. And almost every single one of them, you remember this, Michael, didn't want to come here because they didn't want to follow championship winning coaches. The pressure would be too much. We even lost players in that transition. So people were rattled at the new challenge. But Brian Pinsky embraced that challenge. And he came here because he wanted to win national championships. He said, bring it on. Bring it on. This is true leadership. He believed in Florida State University, and he took the team in the very first year to the Final Four in the College Cup. And he's won 2 national championships. 2 national championships. 2 national championships. In 4 years. In 4 years. Congratulations, Coach. Amazing job. Thank you for being at Florida State. Team, I want to say to you, you'll carry this moment with you for the rest of your life. It's a defining moment. It defines you for the rest of your life. It is who you are. You've also inspired countless young people across the entire country. And you strengthened the legacy of Florida State soccer. You've made history, Florida State history, 5th championship here at Florida State University, and you are the 2025 national champions. Champs, congratulations. Thank you so much. Go Noles.
Please, a big round of applause for Dr. Richard McCullough, everybody. Continuing on here in our celebration tonight, honoring our 5-time national champion Florida State soccer team. Please give a big round of applause for our Vice President and Director of Athletics, Michael Alford, everybody.
You know, it was an amazing night, a little chilly in Kansas City. I have a standing rule that I'm really working with the NCAA on. No championships if you don't have palm trees. It's an easy standard rule that should be in place. But thank you, girls, for everything y'all do, for everything you mean to Florida State, what you mean to this department. You know, there's so many people behind the scenes. Laura, I look at you for everything you do, and you're so special to this program and what you mean to it, and I just want to say thank you. Frankie McKenzie, the whole coaching staff, Mo with your videos, just everything y'all have done for this program to elevate its status behind the scenes. I want to thank the staff because Brian has put together the most amazing staff of individuals that I've ever seen accumulated in a department, in a program. You go and just see their work every day, and no offense, Brian, you know, you're the front man, I understand, but it's the people behind you that are really doing just unbelievable work to prepare these young ladies every day. You saw the conditioning, what we're in, thanks to Johnny and everything he did. You saw us coming down the stretch there. We were in better condition down the stretch, and I can't thank the staff enough for everything they do for the program. You know, this program is truly amazing. President McCullough mentioned it when we were talking to Brian about the vision of what we wanted this program to be in the future, the holistic approach, to do it academically, have a 3.3 GPA, have graduate students, everything you guys do, and how you represent this program in the community, but more importantly in the department and the university. It is truly special to see y'all's leadership in everything you do. Just when you walk down the hallway, the way you carry yourself with pride, the way you carry yourself about how important it is to you to be a Knoll, how much y'all love this university is truly amazing. Most importantly, how you also work within our department. Within SAC, we have Janet. Janet, we talked about those bathrooms, by the way. Janet came to me, wanted some new restrooms. We're on it. We're on it, Janet, in the locker room. Claire, truly amazing. Thank you. I know how special this is. Thank you. Soleil and Heather for your leadership in SAC. I mean, that is truly amazing how y'all lead. That's 4 there. Then we have 2 in the Garnet and Gold standard in Addie and Taylor in the Garnet and Gold standard. So thank you. That is 6 of 27 players that go above and beyond within the department to lead. And it's so important because that all starts at the top. That starts with Brian and the foundation he has set in this program and his expectations and his standard of being out there, leading, being a voice, carrying yourself different, doing it in the classroom, doing it in the community. You see how the community loves you now because you are out there. You're being forward-facing and really representing this university in a great way. But once again, that starts with Brian and Abby and what they've meant to this department when they first showed up here a few years ago and immediately hit the ground running. And not only doing it in the soccer program, but doing it within the department, getting out into the community and representing this program and this department in a very first-class manner. And I can't thank it enough because when you're a champion off the field, you're going to be a champion on the field. And I truly appreciate everything y'all do for us. Thank you, girls. Go Noles.
A round of applause again for Michael Alford, everybody. Thank you so much. Our Vice President and Director of Athletics. Also want to make mention that at this time be a great time as well to support our Florida State soccer program by joining the FSU Soccer Coaches Club via SeminoleBoosters.com as well. We've had a lot of great response, obviously, over the last 24 hours or so, and it makes a difference. We appreciate all and what you guys do for us. But of course, we're going to keep moving it forward and competing at a high, high level, and that's because of all of you and your support and investment as well. Brian Pinsky is in his 4th season as the head coach of Florida State Soccer. He stepped into a situation, as Dr. McCullough talked about, where he needed to meet expectations head on. And I'll always remember the first time I got to meet Coach Pinsky in his office and talk with him about the opportunity and talk with him about the expectation that he was walking into. And he and I shared a unique bond of sorts following great individuals and successful people in our roles. And I'd always just ask him, Coach, how you doing? And I'd always get a pretty big smile that you've all seen very, very prominently whenever you see Coach Pinsky out and about. So, Coach, how you doing tonight? Let's welcome him up, everybody. Your head coach, Brian Pinsky, everyone.
Wow, 6:07. That was kickoff last night. Right. And here we are, 24 hours later. Right. You get to that game, and I'm fortunate to have been in 2 national finals and won both. Right. I've never been in a national final. Not looking for that. But thank you. Never been in a national final and lost, right? I don't know what that feels like. Once again, but here we are, right? We won. And the difference between, I've been in national semifinals, 4 of them, and lost, right? And that hurts a lot. But then you get to the final, and you're that close. You're 1 game away from being a champion, right? And then if you don't win that game, right, this room doesn't exist in Palo Alto right now, right? There are a lot of hurt people in Palo Alto right now, right? And so the measurement is so, right, and the margin is the better word, right? It's so thin. It's so thin. Right? And when I think about this team and where we started, right? And I remember we were in this room, I think maybe in this room or a different room for our kickoff party the day after we beat Florida, right? 5-0 to start the season. And life was great. All roses. We beat Florida. Everybody's happy, okay? But life obviously is not like that, right? It's not all roses. It's not always happy. It's hard, right? And then about 10 days after that, and this is what makes this so rich right now, that we're standing here right now as champions. The path of the last 4 months makes this so unbelievably rewarding, right? 10 days later, we went to Kansas to play Kansas. Very tough environment, sold-out crowd, very unique playing style that Kansas had, and very disruptive to us and the way we wanted to play. And we didn't play well. We struggled. And I'm curious, I don't know if any of our players remember what I said to you guys after the game. I said, we have to get better, right, in 2 areas. Anybody remember? The last word, they're adjectives. Okay, well, actually, I'm not going to pretend to know whether they were adjectives or nouns or verbs. But I said we need to get physically tougher because Kansas was more physically tough than us that night. We tied the game, but we got out-competed, okay? And when the competition was fierce, we were not emotionally tough, right? And after the game, my message was we need to get more physically tough and more emotionally tough, right? And then we went through a stretch. We went to Carolina, we won, and we got to 7-0-1, right? Life was pretty good. And then as I told the team in the locker room last night, right, we went through a stretch of 3-2-3, right? And in the world of FSU soccer, if you pretty much don't win every game, right, you suck, right? And that's obviously not easy. It's not easy on these players, right? The standard that Mark Krikorian created here is phenomenal. And it's what makes these players so great, but it's also what makes it so hard, right? It's always like, what's the measurement, right? What's the standard? But the standard here is so crazy, okay? But it's also what brings out the best in each player, right? So we go on this stretch of 3-2-3, okay, after 7-0-1, and everybody thinks, all right, cool, Florida State's dead, right? It's about Stanford. It's about Notre Dame, right? It's about UVA, right? Those were the top 3, 1, 2, and 3 in the country for a long time. And Florida State they were done, right? So then what happens, what's important when the 3-2-3 is happening, what is really happening in the locker room, right? What's happening on the practice field? What's happening in their apartments? What's the group doing, right? Is the group staying together or are they splintering, right? Do they still believe or do they not believe, right? Last week when we when we won and went to the College Cup, my wife said to me that night, she goes, I know you seem really relaxed all fall, and it seemed like you really believed that this team could do it. Well, Will, Allie, Ben, and I, all right, those are my 3 kids, we had a side group text all fall. And we were like, Dad seems pretty relaxed and thinks that they can do it. But the 4 of us are really wondering, can they do it? Right? Because we were giving up goals, right? We played Notre Dame, we gave up 4 goals, lost, right? Played Stanford, gave up 2 goals, lost, right? And then I lost, no, I didn't lose the Cal game for us. We tied the game, but I made some really, I didn't coach well that day, and we tied the game. Right. And then we went to UVA, and we started to show a little bit of the grit, a little bit of the physical emotion and emotional toughness that you need to show to win a game. right, and to win a trophy. And we won the game 3-2. Once again, a late, calm, composed winner from Rihanna Hudson. And then we were great against Wake, right? And then we had a shutout against Virginia, but we lost on penalty kicks, ACC tournament, right? And that broke a string of 5 straight ACC tournament championships, right? That's a punch in the gut, right? 5 straight ACC tournament championships is an absurd statistic, right? It's an absurd statistic when teams like Duke, teams like Notre Dame have never won an ACC tournament championship, let alone 5 in a row, right? But we weren't going back to Cary. That's a punch in the gut. So what are we about? What are we going to do? And then the bracket comes out. What number comes to mind, ladies? 3. We're a 3 seed because Florida State stinks, right? And it once again lit a fire in their belly, right? And so we go from 7-0-1 to 3-2-3 to, as we said last night, 6-0-0 in our last 6 games in the NCAA tournament, and they're national champions. And we went from a team that was, in the month of October, giving up goals, right? 4-2-2-2, right? In 4 consecutive games were the goals against, okay? We just went through those 6 games, and and actually, if you add the UVA game, that's 7 games, we conceded just 2 goals, okay? We just went to the College Cup, right? 4 best teams in the country, and we conceded no goals. We played Stanford last night. Stanford won their first game by scoring 3 goals. Then they scored 7. Then they scored 6. Then they scored 6. Okay? And for only the second time this season, the Noles shut out Stanford. That was Stanford's 3rd straight College Cup, right? Obviously, their first one was 2 years ago when we beat them 5-1 in the national championship. Then they got back last year and lost in the semifinal, and then they were back again, and they were back in the championship to avenge, right, the 23 national championship, okay, which was very front of brain because in our game in the middle of the fall, I've never said this to you, Duds, but there was a video review late in the game against, was a potential foul in the box on Jordan, and they were looking at it. And during this, their coach is over there screaming, yes, she flopped, just like the 2023 national championship. And I looked at him and I was like, who's triggered? So they were coming for us last night. They were coming for us. And they were coming for a trophy. Right? And the only way, because they were talented, right? Like the president just said, they're a good team. And the only way you win that is if you're physically and emotionally tough sons of bitches. And this freaking team is a bunch of badass women. And that bus ride back to the hotel last night was a lot of freaking fun. So I could go on and on. I promised them that I would be short, okay, because they were so happy last night. They didn't get a lot of sleep. And then we were delayed on the plane. We were on the plane for 3 hours, and I think they probably want to go back to sleep, okay? But as everybody said tonight, your support, this turnout, I look around the room when I came up here and forward facing, it's amazing and so special, right? And I think back to our Elite Eight game against Ohio State, right? That was freaking awesome, right? Behind the north goal, right? Packed. And there's a little college soccer podcast they do every week, and they were talking about, God, I love those stands that they put in at Florida State behind that north goal. There's no stands, it's called grass. I know, but it was an amazing atmosphere, and your support means so much to these players, okay? And like we said this morning in the breakfast room, because the standard is the standard, we're already thinking about next year. The 6th star in 26. But before I close out, okay, the most special person, okay, in this program, right, who is a mom away from home to a lot of these young women, my wife, Abby. So many people came up last night and on the field, and they were like, man, your wife is such an asset to this program, right? And they're right? I don't know if it's cool to call your wife an asset to the family, right? But she's that too. You're so special, and this life is hard, and even sometimes when we're home, we're not really present. And Abby just looked at me. She's like, I know, right? But this doesn't happen without Abby. So thank you. I love you. And then Michael mentioned the staff, right? If you are a part of our staff, coach, all the way down to our student trainers, videographers, everybody, please stand up. Okay, everything that we do, right? Everything that we do is for these 27 women, right? And what we talk about all the time is our job is twofold: to help them be great and to win trophies, right? And then within our team, it's be a nice person. Be a nice person, take care of each other, love each other. And then when you get on the field, be a badass MFer. And that is what we are, and that's why we're freaking champions. Go Noles.
Man, I love it. We're ramping things up, Coach. This is my kind of party now, the way we're getting excited. I like that. Well, before we say goodbye, we're going to bring up two of our star veterans who have been a part of multiple national championships and obviously key pieces to the 2025 Florida State soccer season. Please, a big round of applause for Heather Gilchrist and Mimi Van Zanten, everyone. Ladies, congratulations on a memorable season, a memorable night, obviously. Let's just start. First one for both of you. Put into words what the last 24 hours have felt like.
It's been just amazing. Seeing all the support from all of you has been amazing as well. We work all year for national championships, so just to see our dream come true is the best thing we could ever ask for. And thank you again.
Yeah, to add to that, sorry, my voice is kind of gone because we've been celebrating so much, but it's been so unreal. I mean, the team, the staff, everyone has been so incredible and played such a big role in this national championship, and we're just so grateful for every single person in this room. So.
Mimi, as coach said, you guys knew that Stanford was going to come after you early, and obviously very, very, very aggressive early in that match last night with their attack and how they tried to go after you and maybe landed the knockout punch in the first 15, 20 minutes of that match last night. Just talk about how you guys weathered the storm, and obviously Kate O'Keen didn't do too shabby either with 9 saves, defensive player of the game.
Yeah, major shout out to Kate. She came in clutch. I don't think the game would have gone the way that it did if it hadn't been for Kate. So huge shout out to her. But yeah, the first 20, 15 minutes of the game were pretty intense. We were getting hit hard, and we needed some time to reconvene, and we changed formations a little bit, and it kind of helped us settle in and get opportunities to get into their attack and get some shots off and make sure that they were feeling the same kind of pressure that they were giving us. So.
Heather, you guys obviously hung in there, and then it flipped a little bit. The attack started to spring onto them, and you guys became more of the aggressors after they swung at you early in that match. Kind of take us through, halftime in the locker room, some of the things you guys were talking about as the game moved along, and just sticking with it the way you did and handling all the emotions of that match throughout the night last night.
Yeah, for sure. I think the adversity we faced that Brian mentioned in the middle of the season just really prepared us for that moment. And we were ready to play all 90 minutes and come out with more pressure in the second half. And I think everyone just really stuck together and stuck to the game plan. And it worked out on that, so.
You both now are a part of multiple national championships, 23, 25. How is this one unique? They're great, obviously. One maybe not better than the other, but how does this one for both of you maybe unique compared to what you experienced 2 years ago?
Yeah, I would say winning 1-0 and winning 5-1 is a little different. So I think it almost felt sweeter in a way because just all the hard work we put into the game and just fighting till the 87th minute and getting the goal and then having a few tough moments in the last couple of minutes and fighting till the end, it just felt a little sweeter because it felt like we really worked for it.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely a lot different from the 2023 national championship game, but I think the obstacles that we had to overcome in this game and throughout the entire season really made this championship so special to all of us because the whole team had to come together and give everything that we had for the entire 90 minutes in order to come out with a win. So, yeah.
For both of you, what would be something you would say to your teammates? I know you guys have been celebrating, you're going to continue to celebrate, but what this season means to you both individually with what this team has accomplished.
Well, I would just like to start out and say thank you guys. You guys, this team, honestly, I've never been on a team like this. I feel really connected to each and every single person on this team, and I really do feel like that's the reason why we're all here in this room together. So thank you guys, and I'm so excited to celebrate more.
Yeah. Yes, me. To go off that, you guys are just all my best friends, and I love you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. You all work so hard, and I love sharing the field with you, and I'm going to miss you all a lot. So.
And our fans as well. I know both of you appreciate everybody in here for coming out and supporting us tonight and all season long. The amazing experiences you've had during some of the playoff games with the Marching Chiefs here as well. How important is their support to you guys each and every day?
Yeah, it just means the world. I think we have the best fans in the nation. And just seeing the Plex packed every single game, it fires us up and it helps us win so much. And knowing we have your support back home and just seeing this room and looking around, we just feel so grateful. So thank you guys.
Yeah, I'd also like to say I think the reason why we have such an incredible record at home is because of our fans. It's an incredibly hard place for other teams to come and beat Florida State women's soccer at, so thank you guys for that.
Heather, Mimi, thanks so much for your leadership and all you have accomplished and all you've meant to the Florida State family, and congratulations on another national championship.
Thank you.
Thank you. Heather Gilchrist and Mimi Van Zanten, everyone, please, a big round of applause.
Thank you.
5 national championships. Terry Vaughn, who's a public address announcer for Florida State Soccer, told me Florida State Athletics has 20 national championships all time. That means that 25% of our national titles come from this program right here. Truly amazing. Well, thank everybody for joining us here tonight in the Champions Club, everybody watching online as well. We're going to wrap things up. David Black, Marching Chiefs, take us home, everybody. Have a great night, everyone. And as always, go Noles!